Before you begin installation of the RadianceRail system, determine how many rail kits and other components you will need. Measurements are from center to center of post. Kits are available for 6-foot and 8-foot lengths. The rail kits conveniently include material for one straight or stair rail section in 36-inch or 42-inch rail heights. All the fasteners needed to install the railing are included in the rail kits. Post covers, post caps, and post skirts are sold separately. Inside the kit, you will find a template that will make mounting your brackets quick and simple. As always, TimberTech recommends consulting local building codes prior to installation. And be sure to consider deck lights before you install your railing. Whether you plan to install them now or later, modifications must be made to railing components to accommodate deck lights, wiring, and fixtures. View the deck lights installation video for more details. Before you begin, verify that the installed 4x4 posts are plumb and are no more than 8 feet from center to center of post. Now, let's get familiar with the components. The RadianceRail kits come with 2 support rails, one top rail, one bottom rail, pre-cut balusters, and all the hardware you will need to install the railings. Inside the kit, you will find a template that will make mounting your brackets quick and simple. In addition to the rail kits, you will need to purchase post covers, post caps, and post skirts to complete your railing. Let's take a look at straight and angled sections. First, measure the post cover and trim to the desired length, typically 38 to 42 inches. Post covers at the bottom of your stairs may need to be longer depending on your layout. Slide the RadianceRail post cover over each post, making sure the post does not extend above the cover. Install the bottom skirt by sliding the skirt over the post and resting it flush on the deck surface. Use the template included in the hardware compartment of the shipping carton to install the support blocks. Position the template at the bottom of the post cover, resting it on top of the skirt. Use the template to align the support block to the center of post. Pre-drill the 2 holes with a 7/64" drill bit and attach. If you're working without the template, locate the block 2.5 inches above the top of the post skirt and center on the post cover. For angled rail installations, align the angled face of the block parallel to the rail section. Now we're ready for the rails. To install straight rails, measure the distance between the posts near the top and bottom. This measurement should be equal if your posts are plumb. Starting with the bottom support rail, transfer your measurement onto the rail and cut to length. Next, you'll need to pre-assemble the bottom support rail by positioning mounting brackets at each end. For straight sections, align the bracket face to the rail end and align screw holes to the rail center line. For angled sections, align the bracket face with your cut and align the screw nearest the end with the center line of your support rail. If your rail section is longer than 3 feet, you will need to attach foot blocks to this support rail. For sections 3 feet to 6 feet, position a foot block at the center of the rail. If your rail is longer than 6 feet, use 2 foot blocks spaced 1/3 of the way in from each end. Now position your bottom rail assembly onto the support blocks. Pre-drill 7/64" pilot holes through post cover and into post through the holes in the brackets and secure. Next is the baluster assembly. Depending on your layout, you may want a baluster at the center of this assembly or the space between 2 balusters at the center of the assembly. Keep in mind that the space between the end balusters and post should not exceed 4 inches. Once you have determined your baluster layout, nest the bottom rail and top support rail together. Transfer your measurements. The lip on the bottom rail should always be installed towards the outside of the deck. Keep this in mind when you're making your cuts. For angled rail sections, lay out the angle to intersect the center line of your measurement. It is helpful to place a couple of 2-inch screws into the pre-drilled holes in the bottom rail and top support rail to keep the holes lined up while cutting. Now we are ready to build the baluster assembly. Lay out balusters along top support rail, aligning them with the pre-drilled holes, and fasten. Position the bottom rail using the lip to help align balusters. Using 2-inch screws, start all the screws into the bottom rail partially through the balusters. Once all the screws are started, go back and tighten them fully. Now you need to attach one mounting bracket to each end of the top support rail. Mount the brackets flush with the ends, pre-drill and secure with 3/4-inch screws. Now you're ready to install the baluster assembly. Position the rail assembly over the bottom support rail. Center the top support rail on the post and pre-drill the 2 holes through the post cover and fasten in place. Cut the top rail to length and place it on the top support rail. Pre-drill and secure near each end and along the middle with 4 number 8 2-inch screws angled upward between the balusters. Add the decorative post caps and attach with exterior grade silicone inside the cap, and you're done.